Lovebone as well. To be honest with you, that. But so, these precursors to all that, really.
I must say, when we were talking about doing this podcast, this is one of the bands we kind of half talked about, and I did find out recently that this album has been reissued
this year. Actually,
yeah. Because I was in.
I'll scratch that off my note there, Gar.
Okay, no, that's all right.
I'm only joking.
But I was in the.
I think it's been remastered as well.
Yeah,
so it sounds a bit.
I was in Freeboard Records last week looking for a few bits and pieces, and I went into one of the kind of not bins, but the buckets I throw on the ground because there's no room at the kind of hip height yokes, and I was flicking, and I came across this. I was like, holy shit! Like, literally, I didn't know it'd been reissued.
Yeah,
and because we've been talking,
I think it's
back
only
about
possibly May or later.
I'm going to grab it in a week or two, I think.
Yeah,
tell me about this, man, because I'm interested. I'm interested.
So, let's go into the members, right?
Yeah.
So this is just Seattle, Washington, 1984. This band starts up, and they aren't very well known outside people who dig really deep into the grunge scene. I have to be honest with you. People think like Temple of the Dog and Mother Love Bone is as deep as you can go, but this is earlier and deeper. So the band members are Jeff Ament, obviously from Pearl Jam, Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam, Mother Love Bone and Temple of the Dog. Jeff Ament was as well. But then you've got two other members, Mark Arm and Steve Turner, who went on to be in Mudhoney. So that's kind of two huge bands that came from this band. Even if you don't count Mother Love Bone and Temple of the Dog. Yeah. But realistically, Mudhoney and Temple of the Dog bigger than Mudhoney? No, they're not. Temple of the Dog is more of a project. So anyway, you've got these two sort of. Well, at the time they weren't two forces within the band, but that's how it ended up. So Ament and Gossard wanted to pursue major label deals, whereas Arm and Turner from Mudhoney
Arm and Hammer
later were absolutely against all that, and it came to a bit of a head when they set up a really big gig, and they left it up to Ament and Gossard to invite everybody and sort it out. They didn't invite any of their friends or any of that. They just put record label people into all the seats and all that, like to come and see them. And the other two lads who went on to become Mudhoney were like, "These are fucking dickheads. It's literally what we asked you not to do. We don't want major label interest," and we said that. So they decided to leave the band, but they said they will finish off Rehab Doll, which is the big sort of well-known album from Green River. This album's all right. I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy it personally. It's very rough and stuff like that. Even with I think it's remastered. I'm pretty sure.
Right, at this stage,
Sub Pop loved it. Yeah, a bit of remastered.
Yeah, so Sub Pop tend to do like original repressings.
This is the gas thing. Remastering old grunge.
There's no point. It's ruining
even if it's done. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sub Pop don't do that. So yeah, but they are very much into re-releasing.
Very much.
But I just thought it was mad that I'd heard of Green River, but I only knew them from Gossard and Ament. But I remember I probably knew, if you would have asked me 15 years ago, I'd tell you about Green River. It's one of those things I forgot about because I just didn't really care that much about the birth of grunge.
I'd heard the name, but I didn't know anything about them.
Like how close knit this scene was in Seattle is insane.
Everybody knew everybody. Yeah.
So the two other lads, Arm and Turner, went off to create Mudhoney, and then Pearl Jam obviously came out. I think it may possibly a year later, or possibly even a year before with 10, and that's almost a bit like the At the Drive-In, Mars Volta and Sparta kind of thing. The creative difference is exactly what it is.
Wasn't there a song on this album where Eddie Vedder does background vocals?
I scanned through the thing for a bit of Eddie there, and I couldn't find much about it.
I think I read somewhere that there's a song where he does background vocals. He was just some lad that they knew who wanted to be in a band or whatever.
Well, I know from when we talked about Temple of the Dog that was the first time he was properly on record. Yeah. But that might have been just as a lead vocal.
Featured vocals. I think he might be on this somewhere doing backing vocals. I think.
Yeah. You know what? Like, you could be right, but I remember just before I left, because I was running real short on time. Yeah. We'll talk about how short on time I was running for the next band. But I was like, fuck, man, I really need to get, like, I don't want to miss anything when I talk about Green River. I probably missed loads, but it's just, everyone knows Mother Love Bone and Temple of the Dog and Pearl Jam and stuff like that, and Mudhoney and all, but this was just the the one that sort of, I think it's pretty
This
much
is
the
the
one that
spark.
started it.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
They got all those lads in the band together. I mean, this is not a bad song. The band, I think they've an album and a compilation,
Okay.
as far as I know.
Of random recordings.
Yeah,
made.
but I like the fact that even though they were breaking up and they were pissed off at each other, they said, "Listen, we'll all
Finish it.
get together and finish the album." You know, so massive interest in it. Obviously, after grunge broke,
Of course.
people went back digging. Shit, there's more. That's when Temple of the Dog was found.
Yeah.
That's when Green River was found. So that's Green River.
Good enough.
We can take or leave them. Who's your next one?
My last one
Your last one.
is Max Normal.
Glad you're bringing this band up.
Okay. This is, I know a little bit, and I had to go mad diggy hole. I had to go.
Diggy hole.
This song is called Total Fuck Up. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't made my mind up. There's definitely something in it. Whether that something is good or bad, I couldn't tell you.
I already knew who this band was, and I didn't
Yeah.
listen to this song because I don't think I like it, because I don't like the band
Yeah.
that you're going to talk about.
Yeah,
that came out
I don't
after.
mind moments of the bands that are spawned from it. Okay, so Max Normal are formed in 2001, and the next two words will give everything away. And they were formed in South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa. So, Max Normal is Mark Buchanan, who plays guitar and bass. Simon Ringrose, which is the most South African name of all time. He's a turntablist. You got Sean O'Tim, who plays drums.
Sean O'Tim.
Sean O'Tim, yeah. Or it could be Utim, I'm not sure. He plays drums and keyboards. And you have a guy called Watkin Waddy Tudor Jones, who was more known under his current guise and stage name of Ninja. Now, okay, this is real fucking mad weird. This band essentially only lasts about a year, right? About a year. However, in that year, they get pretty fucking big.
In South Africa, yeah.
Not even South Africa. They
Really?
do European tours. They play Puckle Pop. Like they do a lot of stuff within a year. And I think that might be just the power. Everybody who was in this group,
You see, I would have presumed they were. I never listened to this band, but
Yeah.
I actually didn't think they had like much instrument.
yeah, it doesn't sound
drummers
like it.
and stuff like that. Yeah, so I was
Doesn't
kind of
sound like
surprised by that. I thought it was a lot of samples,
Yeah.
maybe. Saying that, I never really listened to
Yeah,
them. So I just would have presumed.
it doesn't sound. I think I believe that these are just things that those lads maybe touched once in their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the rest of it is just a computer.
Yeah.
But everybody involved in this group would have been really big in the hip hop scene. At the time, Ninja Jones, he was known as Waddy when he was in this band, not Ninja. So Waddy would have been really big in the South African hip hop scene. He had already put albums out. He'd been in EPs. He'd done mixtapes. He'd done all this kind of shit. And the rest of the lads would have been huge in the electronic scene in South Africa. So they done tours of Puckle Pop. So they get together in 2001. I think they split up in 2002. Okay. Now, in between them and Die Antwoord, which is who we're talking about,
Reveal.
the reveal. In between Max Normal and Die Antwoord, there's a group called the Constructus Corporation. Okay?
Oh,
Now, this is where it gets real fucking mad.
kind of a cool name.
The Constructus Corporation is a cool name. Now, the timeline is so fucking messed up in this, alright? When Max Normal knocked it on the head, they formed the Constructus Corporation. In the Constructus Corporation, Yolandi gets introduced, who's the other half.
Yolandi Vasa.
Yeah, she's the other half. Now, she had already been introduced.
Is it Vasa?
Vasa, yeah. She is partially introduced during the Max Normal days.
Right. Because
They do a lot of videos, and she plays Max Normal, who's meant to be a character. She plays his secretary in these videos, and
Secretary.
yeah, exactly. I'm your secretary from South Africa. She plays this fucking secretary character. Now, after Max Normal knocking on the head, Waddy / Ninja decides he wants to get the group back together again, but the rest of the lads have no interest. So he starts a version of the band called MaxNormal.tv, right? And this is more of an artsy multimedia concept where they put out music, they make little mini movies, they have toys, they have action figures. It's a mad fucking thing. Now, it does very, very well. Does very, very well. Not as well as Die Antwoord. Die Antwoord, he still to this day, he says, like, everything he done was, like, preparing him to do Die Antwoord. Right?
Yeah.
Now, Die Antwoord, I'm okay with it.
No.
It's musically, some of it is okay, but you have to understand that it's not for us, right?
No, but they're well aware of telling people that it's not for them either.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me. You see, I made the mistake of being indifferent to the annoying-ish music with some good bits in it. I made the mistake of watching interviews with Die Antwoord because I always want to know what they're like and what, more.
Yeah.
And that's the mistake I made because all it was like, oh, but you don't understand. It's the Ziff culture that you don't know. Yeah. And Yolandi's like, yeah, it's the Ziff culture, but you just. And he's like, oh no, Yolandi, I got this. Like, I can talk about it. And you're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
no, that's mean. That's, it's not. Like I said, it's nothing to do with us.
You're right. There was a thing in South Africa called Ziff, right? And it's this weird kind of combination of art and music and a particular look. And it's this weird Mad Max meets Neon.
I love the idea of it. I do, and I love the idea that it's. Absolutely, everyone is equal and hugely anti-racist.
Yeah,
which in South Africa is obviously
a big deal.
Fucking big deal. And I'd love that. There's something that makes me think I don't like him.
Well, this is where it gets hairy. By all accounts, both of those people are terrible people.
I'm sorry, but I just feel it from watching the interviews and even them in Chappie. Oh, look, it's fucking kicked the robot in the head. Ha ha ha, this is funny. Like, I'm pretty sure
that's
like
real
that.
life. Yeah. It seems to be. Okay, so this is me reading bullshit on the internet that is not necessarily. I don't know these people.
Gareth, sometimes we're allowed to be a bit ignorant.
Yeah, but this is pure ignorance, and this is me reading absolute nonsense.
We can't always be lovely people here.
So Wadi/Ninja. He's been accused of like grooming people for a long, long time. Now,
Childers?
This is where it gets strange. He's been accused of like grooming up and coming South African musicians to kind of milk them for content.
Oh, right.
Right? So
not quite Drake.
He has a Drake streak in him. We'll get to that now in a minute.
Oh, no.
So he has this, he's had this thing where, because he sees himself as like one of the daddies of this kind of Zef culture.
He is bet into his own arse.
He loves himself, right?
Jesus,
he loves
painful.
himself. Yeah. So he's got this thing where he likes to, apparently, he likes to get a lot of up and coming musicians and like, here's a keyboard and there's a drum machine and there's a bass guitar and there's a guitar and like, jump in there for a while, here's some studio time and let me hear what you're doing. And then if it's good, he takes it. Himself.
He seems like a bit of a DJ Khaled, because I'm sorry, but I just don't see any huge talent in this.
I'm not saying any. He's not a particularly good lyricist or rapper or anything.
He annoys.
He just seems to be the guy who stepped on people's heads and done people over to get his knuckles over the hole. You know what I mean? He was also accused on a couple of occasions of grooming young women. There was one in particular, and I'm not going to mention her name. You'll have to go rooting for it yourself. But him and Yolandi have a daughter together. I think her name is 16. She has a weird name. I think her name is 16. And he took a liking to a young up-and-coming musician from South Africa who looks a lot like his daughter. And it got a little bit fucking weird, to the point where this girl had to separate herself from them, and she released a video. You can go looking for it online. She released a video on YouTube of a song of hers talking about Yolandi, who apparently supported Ninja and all of his grooming. And she released a video of her doing a song while showing screen grabs and messages that Ninja had sent her, text messages and emails and stuff. There's a pile of tomfuckery involved here.
Oddly enough, I think Yolandi had a pop at Drake while they were... Was it Drake or Kanye West?
Somebody went after Yolandi in regards to this support of grooming.
Oh, right.
On both behalves. And she's very much supportive of Ninja. Like I said, they have a child together, but they're not together, okay, anymore. But she very much is supportive of the way he goes about things. But there seems to be this weird undercurrent of people who think that she's supporting Ninja because he is the mouthpiece and the guy who is making record deals happen and gigs happen, and that's what's feeding